Hello Greengrounds fam, Alvin here, welcome back. Today I am beyond excited to dive into The Electric State, the upcoming Netflix sci-fi adventure that's got everyone buzzing. If you've been craving an epic journey with retro vibes, rogue robots, and a star-studded cast, stick around, this is the movie to watch. I've gathered all the coolest details about the plot, cast, fan theories, and the creative magic behind the scenes. No spoilers, don't worry. So get comfy and let's explore this electric adventure together. First off, what is the electric state? Picture this, an alternate version of the 1990s, but with a futuristic twist. The world is recovering from a wild war between humans and robots. Yep, you heard that right, a robo-uprising in the era of dial-up internet and mixtapes. In this world, people had invented a tech called Neurocaster that let humans upload their minds into robots, kind of like VR on steroids. It helped humanity win the war, but it left society in disarray. Many folks became addicted to living virtually, while the now sentient robots have been exiled to a wasteland zone. Into this chaos steps our hero, Michelle, played by the amazing Millie Bobby Brown. Michelle's a teenage girl who's lost her family and is stuck with a crummy foster dad, feeling totally alone. One day, everything changes when a goofy-looking sweet but mysterious robot named Cosmo shows up at her door. Cosmo communicates in beeps and quirky gestures, and believe it or not, Michelle becomes convinced he's being controlled by her long-lost younger brother Christopher, the brother she thought died years ago. Mind-blowing, right? So Michelle does what any determined sibling would. She sets off on a road trip across a broken dystopian American West to find her brother with Cosmo by her side. This is where the adventure really kicks in. Along the way, they team up with a drifter named Keats, played by Pratt, who's a veteran with a heart of gold and a knack for trouble. Keats even has a wisecracking little robot sidekick named Herman riding with him, because what's a road trip without a hilarious robot buddy? Together, this unlikely crew ventures into the so-called exclusion zone, a fenced-off desert where the exiled robots have built their own society. It's a place full of eccentric animatronic characters, like a robot leader nicknamed Mr. Peanut, yes really, as in a walking, talking Mr. Peanut robot, and others who become their allies. But the deeper Michelle and Keats travel, the clearer it becomes that something sinister is afoot. The powerful tech corporation that created the Neurocaster, led by the enigmatic CEO Ethan Skate, played by Stanley Tucci, might be hiding the truth about what happened to Christopher. Michelle's quest becomes more than just finding her brother. It's about exposing a web of secrets and maybe even saving what's left of their world. Now let's talk about the people bringing this story to life. The Electric State is directed by none other than the Russo Brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, the geniuses who gave us Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. This is their big return to blockbuster sci-fi action, and they've pulled out all the stops. In fact, this movie is reportedly Netflix's most expensive production ever, with a budget around $320 million. That means we can expect some jaw-dropping visuals and cutting-edge effects. The Russo brothers have said they were fascinated by the book it's based on, more on that in a sec, and they wanted to create a unique blend of live action and animation to make the robots feel truly alive. Producer Angela Russo Oatstotz, yes, keeping it in the family, even revealed that the Electric State has more CGI animation than the Russo's biggest Marvel films. Imagine that, even more CG than Endgame. They used motion capture performers to give the robots personality and soul, and then layered stunning visual effects over that. So when you see Cosmo's adorable head tilts or Herman cracking jokes, that's advanced tech and real acting combined, making these bots feel like real characters. Speaking of characters, this cast is stacked. I already mentioned Millie Bobby Brown and Pratt leading the way. Millie brings that 11 fierceness and heart to Michelle, and Pratt adds his signature charm and humor as Keats. But the supporting cast is just as epic. We've got Ki-Hu Kui, Kwan, fresh off an Oscar win and The Glory of Everything Everywhere All at Once, playing a key role as Dr. Amherst, a scientist with crucial knowledge of the Neurocaster tech. The legendary Stanley Tucci is our villainous Ethan Skate, who'll no doubt be suavely menacing. Jason Alexander pops up as an irritable foster dad figure for some dramatic tension. And let's not forget the voice cast for all those quirky robots. Woody Harrelson voices Mr. Peanut. Yes, that's a giant peanut-inspired robot leader. Anthony Mackie lends his voice to Herman, so if Herman sounds a bit like Falcon, now you know why. Brian Cox, the man, the myth, the Logan Roy, voices a robot named Popfly, and Jenny Slate voices a friendly bot called Penny. We even have voice cameos from Alan Tudyk, Hank Azaria, Giancarlo Esposito, Coleman Domingo. It's a galaxy of talent coming together, humans and machines alike. Now, The Electric State didn't just come out of nowhere. It's based on a 2018 illustrated novel by Swedish artist Simon Stålenhag. If you're not familiar, Stålenhag is famous for blending dreamy, nostalgic landscapes with sci-fi twists. Remember Tales from the Loop? That was based on his work too. His Electric State book is full of gorgeous, haunting paintings of a desert-like 90s America littered with giant broken robots and weird tech, with a somber story about a girl and her robot toy on a journey. The Russos were really inspired by that imagery. Fun fact, they actually acquired the film rights way back in 2017, so this project has been percolating for years. In adapting it, they decided to depart from the book's plot and tone to make something more action-packed for a broad audience. Some fans of the book were initially a bit surprised, nervous, about this because the novel is very moody and subtle, whereas the movie looked more like a high-energy adventure from the trailers. The Russos explained that the book's story was fascinating but a little abstract, so they used Stålenhag's stunning world as a springboard to craft a new story set in that world. This means the movie adds things like the big robot war and a clearer villain, which weren't front and center in the novel. They basically said, imagine the book's art come to life, but with a new plot, and that's the film. Stålenhag himself was involved as an executive producer and even co-writer, so he gave his blessing to these changes. In a way, it's like an alternate take on his universe, and it will hopefully introduce his incredible style to a wider audience. Let's get into some fan theories and buzz swirling around this film. Ever since those first look images dropped, one showed our heroes next to a giant defunct robot and even a cameo of a robot Mr. Peanut in the background. Fans have been speculating like crazy. One big theory concerns Michelle's brother Christopher. In the story, Cosmo the robot seems to be linked to Christopher's mind, and there's a moment hinted in early reviews where Cosmo might have part of Christopher's consciousness within him. This has led to so many theories. Is Christopher actually alive in some digital form? Could Cosmo become like a new version of her brother? And does that ending tease a potential sequel or continuation of the story? Without giving anything away, the final scenes reportedly leave a door open, just enough to keep us guessing. Naturally, people are already asking if The Electric State 2 could happen. Nothing confirmed, of course, but it's exciting that we might get more stories in this universe if the first film does well. Another area of fan discussion is the connection to Stålenhag's other works. Some eagle-eyed viewers noted a vibe similar to Tales from the Loop and wondered if there might be a sneaky Easter egg tying them together, maybe a background prop or a mention of the loop. No confirmation on that, but it's the kind of fun detail the Russos might throw in for fans. And here's something cool, Netflix isn't stopping at the movie. They've created a tie-in video game called The Electric State Kid Cosmo that releases on mobile the same week as the film. It's said to explore Michelle and Christopher's childhood through a game Cosmo plays. How cute is that? Fans are thrilled that they can immerse themselves in this world even more. Play the game, watch the movie, then go discuss theories online. It's a whole Electric State experience. Now for the big question, when can you watch The Electric State? Mark your calendars for March 14, 2025. That's when this adventure lands on Netflix worldwide. There was even a fancy red carpet world premiere in late February at the historic Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles, so you know Netflix is treating this as a major release. If you're in the mood for a cinematic spectacle from the comfort of your couch, this is it. Make sure your Netflix is fired up, maybe plan a watch party with friends who love sci-fi, and get ready to be transported to a desert full of roaming robots and nostalgic 90s flair. Personally, I can't wait to see Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt together on this wild road trip with Cosmo and Herman. It's like Mad Max meets the Iron Giant with a dash of Stranger Things heart. The trailers show off breathtaking visuals, sun-scorched landscapes dotted with giant broken machines, quirky cartoonish robots alongside human characters, and explosive action scenes as humans and robots collide. But amidst all the spectacle, there's clearly an emotional story of family, identity, and hope. The Electric State promises that perfect blend of heart and hype, a tale of a girl who just wants her brother back, set against an epic sci-fi canvas. It's the kind of movie that reminds us why we love science fiction, big imaginative worlds that still connect to our feelings and fears today. I mean, who hasn't worried about technology taking over a little bit? Alright, that's the lowdown on the Electric State. I, for one, will be grabbing the popcorn on March 14 and diving headfirst into this adventure. How about you? Let me know your thoughts and fan theories in the comments. Do you think Cosmo is more than he appears? Could there be a sequel or spin-off if this blows up? And how do you feel about the Russos taking a different route from the book? Bold move or missed opportunity? I love hearing what you all think. If you enjoyed this deep dive and it got you hyped, give this video a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more exciting breakdowns on Greenground. Your support really helps the channel grow. And hey, if you're curious for even more details, I've put extra info and links in the description below, so check that out. Thank you so much for watching till the end. You're the best. Until next time, this is Alvin signing off. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.